I really think this is a story of the past. If you talk about labeling, you talk about standards. Take the case of cement. It was so. Because Pakistan not wanting to export to India had not even got themselves certified as under the BIS standards. Now, when we said we are willing to buy cement, and all we need is Pakistan exporters, Pakistan manufacturers to be fulfilling conditions which are not Pakistan targeted. We must understand, if there is a requirement which is Pakistan targeted, certainly one can say that India has these special rules from Pakistan. What is a rule? When I say what is the impediment, is there an impediment which is specific to Pakistan? Yes, there may be some security concerns of containers coming across the border, where we say they must meet certain security requirements. That's natural. But otherwise, in normal trade, what we've had is nothing is Pakistan targeted. If we have it with Pakistan, we have it with the European Union also. And if we have it with the European Union, we expect Pakistan also to comply with it. And it's not difficult. We had this in cement. You take the case of banks. We've licensed two banks, the National Bank of Pakistan and the United Bank. They've been told by the Reserve Bank, you can open your branch. Now what happens? Only one of them has applied. The other one hasn't even applied to open a bank. But yet it will be said, there are no banks. Though we have said, we've announced, it's out in public domain that two Pakistan banks can have their branches. Now they need to apply for a branch.
We have to take a short break here, Mr. Nath. We're with Mr. Kamal Nath, the Trade, Commerce and Industry Minister of India. You're watching TalkBack. Stay tuned. We are with the Commerce and Industry Minister of India, Mr. Kamal Nath. The IMF. Let's talk about that. Our other friends. You shrugged off the World Bank that they had it all wrong, but let's talk about the other guys.
The IMF needs to reinvent itself.
The IMF Trade Restrictiveness Index, India scores an 8 out of 10. China scores a 5 out of 10. 4 out of 10, excuse me. And Pakistan scores a 6 out of 10. India, bottom line, as far as the IMF is concerned, is more closed than Pakistan. What do you say about that?
How can IMF be so wrong? They are wrong, but I'm concerned about them being so wrong. India's imports are going up by 32-33% every year. Does it mean there are trade barriers? Our imports from the European Union are going up by 32%. Our imports from the United States are going up every year by 34%. That means every year they start on a higher base and they still go up.
But they still complain about administrative hurdles, corruption, infrastructure.
How do these exports happen? How do they go up by 32-33% if India is protectionist? I think this is, the IMF has not only got it wrong, they've got it so very wrong.
But what about non-tariff barriers which the Pakistanis claim? What do you have to say about that?
I don't think that, yes, if Pakistan claims there is a barrier on them which is specific to Pakistan, I would certainly say we need to address it. But when there is a barrier, if we import cement from Indonesia or Pakistan, and Indonesia is BIS registered, we expect Pakistan also to be BIS registered if Pakistan wants to export sugar. As much as when we want to do...
But the Pakistanis don't put these restrictions on Indian exporters.
Well, we don't even have... Pakistan has no question of restrictions. We can't sell what we want to Pakistan.
Pakistani government accepts the same level of certification from India.
No, that's not correct. To start off with, Pakistan only has a positive list for Indian imports. Whereas we don't have any positive list, we have no negative list.
But the list is growing. The list keeps on growing, the positive list.
They add 5 products, they add 10 products. Pakistan signed the SAFTA. They acceded to the SAFTA. And we gave them all the duty concessions. Now, when we gave them all the duty concessions, Pakistan has given us duty concessions only on those specified positive list products, which means that it's violative of the SAFTA. And in fact, when I talked to my colleague there, he said, please give us some more time, we'll do this. India could very well have withdrawn that, what India has given, but we chose not to. And I was very clear with Pakistan in the last SAFTA meeting that, okay, we won't do it. We understand, we'll give you more time. We understand we have more imports, we have more exports out of India, both direct and through transit trade which takes place. And this is the point I made with the Pakistan authorities in every discussion I've had. I said, listen, it's happening. Why do you want somebody in Dubai or some other country to be making money out of it? Let's trade directly. Why should we have so many billions of dollars of trade taking through through Dubai or to some other country. And I think a time has come when both our governments need to sit down and address this. We have a joint study group between at the secretaries level, which is going into this. It really takes both India and Pakistan to act together in this. And I would think that now the time has come that Pakistan and India both must think it's a win-win situation for both of them.
But once again, speaking of Pakistan's perspective, because the least I can do is push it towards this end, the comparison of closeness. The State Bank of Pakistan reveals that a comparison of the relative closeness of the Pakistani and Indian economies is provided by non-tariff measures coverage ratios. In India's case, the ratio is estimated at a staggering 71% for primary products and 59% for manufactured goods. In comparison, Pakistan's ratios stand at 7 and 17%. That's the non-tariff coverage ratios. Now tariffs, let's just talk Turkey, as the Americans say. Tariffs. Pak tariffs are more liberalized than India. Why? On the IMF's Trade Restrictiveness Index, which I just mentioned to you, India scores a 8, Pakistan scores a 6. It has the lowest applied average tariff in South Asia. It's up there with Nepal and Sri Lanka as far as tariff averages are concerned. India is still higher. India is still higher.
Is it specific to Pakistan? If with our high tariffs, we still have imports.
Why don't you make Pakistan-specific tariff regimes?
We have it in SAFTA. We have it. The SAFTA agreement signed last year has it for all the South Asian countries. It has it for Bangladesh. It has it for Pakistan, which are just SAFTA specific.
Why don't you match Pakistan eye for eye on tariff regimes?
We have matched them. We have matched them in the SAFTA agreement. Otherwise, why would Pakistan sign a SAFTA agreement with us? There is Pakistan. There is Bangladesh. We did this. And I have been urging Pakistan to take advantage of the SAFTA agreement. Now, if it's a question of India and Pakistan, the simple question is India have these tariffs for Pakistan alone? We don't. Pakistan does, because Pakistan hasn't given us those tariffs. That is the problem, that Pakistan has not given us the same tariffs. The tariffs for India, other than in the positive list, are higher for India than what they were to get it from Sri Lanka, or to get it from France, or to get it from Germany, or to get it from any other country. So we want the same status, which other countries have. We get it only in a selective list, which is called the positive list. This is the aberration. And I think the Pakistan business community, Pakistan industry needs to address this. Where non-tariff barriers are concerned, are these non-tariff barriers targeted to Pakistan? Are they Pakistan specific? If we have a health requirement.
Well, for example, visas. Let's just talk about visas. Yes, they are targeted to Pakistan. Pakistani businessmen, A, do not get visas easily, and B, when they do get visas, they can only visit certain cities.
Well, I mean, that is mutual. I mean, if I go to Pakistan, even as a minister, right?
Have you pushed for it? Have you pushed it?
I think at a political level, this needs to be done. We must have a more liberal visa regime. When I was told this by Pakistan business community, I asked this question, that how many visas have been issued by India and how many by Pakistan? You know what the answer was? The visas issued by India are several times more than the visas issued by Pakistan. And when I asked the Pakistan embassy here, they say the list is so long, just to write out the visas and sign them, we don't even have the staff. And this was the same answer given to me by our embassy in Islamabad, that the rush is so much that we are short of staff. I mean, that's a normal course. But it is true that we need to have more exchange of business communities. It is true we need to have a greater people-to-people contact, undoubtedly. And I think that it's not India. Where some of the facts are concerned, they need to be really, when I tell the chambers of commerce, when they come here, oh, this is the problem. I said, this is not the problem which I've created. You better go and solve this in Islamabad. And where I'm concerned, please carry my message back that we are open. We are open. We've signed the SAFTA. We are waiting for Pakistan to agree and implement what they have signed on SAFTA.